Hey gaming fans, so today's another Lorcana deck. This one I've been working on for a little bit, trying to decide the best path to take it. It revolves around damage counters on your opponent, trying to put them there, and effects that are based off of your opponent having damage counters. So I thought, for a good one drop, I put in for Fred, mascot of the day. I just like that whenever he's challenged, you gain 2 lore. He's a 1/1 for 1 cost, so your opponent might not want to challenge him because they're going to give you 2 lore. The other one drop, I got Robin Hood. So Robin Hood's kind of a character in this deck that has his abilities. So I need some cheaper ones to get onto the table, so why not? So I put 4 of that one. Put that there. Got another Robin Hood. So he's the 2 drop. This is the archery contestant. When you play this character, if an opponent has a damaged character in play, gain 1 lore. So yeah, you probably want to hold on to him for a bit, just to make sure your opponent has at least that one damage counter, and then you can get that effect. Then I got one Gogo Tamago. He's got evasive, he's a 2/2, and when you play this character, you may pay it an additional 2 to gain lore equal to the damage on chosen opposing character. So you'll probably want to hold on to him for a little bit until you actually can build up enough damage there, and pay the 4 cost to get that effect off. I only have one, so I put one in. I don't know, maybe that would be a good card to add extras of. So we got 4 of the Bonsai, Taunting Hyena. When you play this character, you may exert chosen damaged character. Again, revolving around the damage. Because we're going to be damaging our characters quite a bit, I thought maybe 2 Simbas would work. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may draw a card. So, they might be weak enough that you can just kill them with it. He is a 2 attacking, body, but, you might get off that 1 card. And I got more hyenas. I got the 4 of the Shinzai. He's got evasive. When challenging a damaged character, he gets +2 attack. So he basically gets stronger, which is good. In case you just need to get rid of some of those characters. And I got 2 of the Scroop. He's got evasive as well, and when you play this character, you may pay an additional 3 to banish chosen damaged character. So yeah, it would cost you 6 to pull off the full effect, but it might be worth it. And he quests for 2, which is good. And we got some more hyenas. These are all uninkable. Oop, there we go. 2 Eds. When you play this character, you may deal 2 damage to chosen damaged character. So I just put 2 in here because, I was getting too many uninkables in my deck. Got 2 Zima. I don't know how to say that. Basically, during your turn, whenever one of your character banishes a character in a challenge, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. So helps you get more damage counters onto other characters. Then I got 3 Ed Hysterical Partygoer. Damaged characters cannot challenge this character, and he quests for 3, but he is uninkable, so I just went with 3, because like I said, this deck I started having way too many uninkable cards. 2 Scars. A lot of these are in the starter deck. I think it's the Kronk one. So this is Scar Ward. Whenever one of your characters challenges a damaged character, you may draw a card. So again, some more card draw, never hurts. Then we got 4 of the Beast, Forbidden Recluse. When you play this character, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. So again, part of the theme, we want to keep damaging our opponent's characters just to get off all these great effects. We got the other Robin Hood. This is the one why you need the cheaper Robin Hoods, because he's got Shift 3. And he gains an additional lore for each opposing damaged character in play. So you want to try and get as many of your opponent's characters damaged. This is kind of a fine balance of a deck, because you don't want to be like killing all your opponent's characters really fast because you won't be able to get his effect off to take advantage of these damage counters. So it's kind of a balance you have to play here. Then we got 2 Shinzai Head Hyena. This character gets +1 attack for each hyena character you have in play. So in this deck there's a lot of hyenas. So he can get big. I mean, he starts off 3/6, so he'll probably be a little bit bigger than that. When one of your hyena characters challenges a damage character, you gain 2 lore. So that effect can get really good if your opponent has a lot of damaged characters, and you can just attack with all your hyenas and gain a lot of lore. Then we got 2 Kronk Junior Chipmunk. Is that what it says? He's got resist 1, so he's a 4/5. Scout leader. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen character. So again, on par with what we're trying to do here, get these damage counters always on your opponent's characters. I put in 1 Tinkerbell. She is a 6-drop, but she has shift. I don't play under any other Tinkerbells in this deck. So when you play this character, deal 1 damage to each opposing character. That is what really got me wanting to play this. Because if your opponent has a lot of characters out, just putting this one down will put a damage counter on every one of them. And then during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may deal 2 damage to chosen opposing character. So she does a lot of damage, which is really good. Then for some actions, I put in 2 Triton's Decree. Again, this is uninkable cards, but each opponent chooses one of their characters and deals 2 damage to them. I just thought, nice 1-drop, and if you're playing multiple players, it's going to come in handy. I got 1 Mosquito Bite. I don't know, I'm kind of deciding if I get more Mosquito Bites. I only have 1 right now. If I would replace the Triton's Decree with that, because it's more targeted, it's inkable, and you just put a damage counter on a chosen character. And for what I understand, you're not dealing damage to the character, you're just putting the damage counter on the character. So you have to watch out for triggers that say when this character gets damaged. I got 1 Twin Fire. Deal 2 damage to chosen character. Then you may choose and discard a card to deal 2 more damage to another character. So, this can help put more damage counters on the board. Baboom. Deal 2 damage to chosen character or location. If I had more of these, I'd probably play more of these as well. This is uninkable, or it's inkable, I should say. And it can actually damage a location if you really need to start getting rid of those locations. I got 3 Tug of War. I mean, it's a high cost. I mean, it's 5, but it is inkable. So you can, turn 1 if you don't need it. You can just put it in your inkwell, but this deals 1 damage to each opposing character without evasive, or 3 damage to each opposing character with evasive. So again, this will spread so many damage counters on all of your opponent's characters, and your effects will all go off. I'm trying out 1 Vision Slab. At the start of your turn, if opposing character has damage, gain 1 lore, and damage counters can't be removed. So if your opponent tries to play any healing spells, it ain't gonna work. I just threw 1 in here. I thought this was kind of funny. It's sort of like, it's an item, but it's kind of like a location where it's just going to sit there gaining you a lore every turn if your opponent has a damaged character, which hopefully they always will. Then the last 4 cards is a location. Tropical Rainforest Jaguar Lair. Opposing damaged characters gain Reckless. They can't quest and must challenge if able. So this card can get pretty frustrating because your opponent won't be able to quest for lore if they have damage on them, and they're going to have to come after this rainforest, or they're going to have to start coming after your characters. So it just kind of slows them down, and it does gain you a lore every turn. So that's the deck that I came up with. I'm sure I'll be tweaking this again a few more times. It is more of a Robin Hood style. I don't know. There's a lot of Robin Hoods in here. It's a tricky deck to play because you're got to decide, do you want to be putting the damage counters on your character or your opponent's characters and not killing them because you want to get these effects off, or do you just want to kill off their characters as fast as possible? And then you also have to be questing yourself for lore. So this is kind of like more of a control style deck, I would say, than any kind of like aggressive rushing aggro deck. Anyways, let me know what you think. Throw some comments down below. Hope you subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.